Um, I made this podcast because I was tired of pretending that everything was okay. I struggle when my son struggles. I struggle with very small things. The big ones I can win. The small ones I struggle with some days, just keeping it all together. In a world that is so about fitting in, there's this very lovely thing Brené Brown says that the opposite of belonging is fitting in, right? I'm tired of trying to fit in because some of us are just not meant to. The expectations from us are so different. The world is supposed to work in a certain way that is not meant for people who struggle with differences. Some of them are visible, some of them are invisible, and those struggles are hard. Words like ADHD, dysgraphia, dyslexia, they're not buzzwords when someone says that everyone is a little ADHD. It's not really true because these challenges are quite real and messy and they're not straitjacketed. They're not like, oh, I have a problem with reading, and if I practice, or my handwriting is bad. So if I practice 1 hour of writing every day, I can solve this problem. It's an understanding that certain problems cannot be solved. They cannot be fixed. However, they can be managed. They can be managed better through practice, through just learning certain tools. However, it is not in my control and it is not our fault as to who we are and why we face these challenges. And that's the biggest learning that if anybody could get from my conversations, that would be it. That it's not your fault and you need not be blamed. One child dies by suicide in India every hour. I want you to just get how important these things are. I'm not pretending that all of them die because they are not fitting in, but the challenges that children face in an education system is really something that we have to question ourselves about. Every day, a child is shamed for how they learn, how they think, how they are, what they say, why they say certain things, or why they can't control themselves, why they can't behave, why can't you focus, why can't you say things better. My niece recently told me, I miss potential. It was very sad because every PTM that she has gone to, she has been told that if only she is so brilliant. If only she could meet her potential, you know. That's a statement that teachers are making. Do you think that a child does not want to meet their potential? Do you feel that the child does not want to do the best that they can? Of course they do. They want their recognition. They want you to recognize them. They want you to appreciate them. They want you to see them. But over the years, when they keep saying that they are not meeting their potential, what happens to them is not that they start breaking down. What it does, it numbs us. We get numb to these statements and we move on. And we always question everything that we do, good, bad, ugly, everything that we do and every decision that we take. We challenge it before anybody else does. We critique it 100 times. And I just want to build a space for people like me, my niece, my son, and 100,000 others who just don't fit the mold and the expectations in a certain way. For those parents who are struggling, who just feel that if only somebody would understand their challenges, if only somebody could understand and see the potential or my child and wait patiently without reminding them about their failures for the inflection point where they will be ready to assimilate and start their life. This space is for the parents, for the misfits, for anyone who has wondered, probably it's not me, it's just the system. And I just want to have those hard conversations, those real conversations about what it is for you to fit into the system, to say that I'm done. I'm not going on to try and beat myself up. Or probably, why is it that I feel so disheartened? Or is there hope beyond just the not miss potential? Or will there be a point where I will make a difference? This is for that. And something that stays with me is a conversation which pops up with Miss Mangla in one of our podcasts, where she says, if everyone was to do the same thing, then who take the risk to change the world? And I'm not trying to glorify ADHD or any other learning differences, but having a different way of thinking, having a different way of looking at the world has its advantages. And it is for us to recognize our challenges in a way that it can make a difference to our daily living, our daily relationships, our daily conversations, and just the ability to appreciate yourself more. And I know that's made a difference to me, having the ability to see my challenges and to recognize my strengths and to appreciate myself for the things I have won. Because let me tell you, when I receive feedback, and there are 90 awesome things that are written about my work, the one thing that my eye and brain focuses on is the 10% of probably this is what is wrong. Slide over the 90. That's me. I do not see the great things that you tell me. I only see the gaps. And that's my training. And that's my probably rejection sensitivity. And that's who I am. But now, today, I recognize that I have to take a moment and appreciate the things that I have won, the 90% that I have achieved despite and with all of me put in together. I know that medication has helped me on my emotions, my loud emotions. So that is my experience. And probably yours is very, very different. But the world needs to know of our experiences, and we should be proud to be alive and present in a world that's not designed for us. And it is all right for us, you and me, to exist with pride and acknowledge each other and acknowledge our challenges, because everyone is struggling. Everyone is struggling on different reasons. And ours is a little harder, probably, because it's not as visible for others to see. And so the empathy that we receive is lower, but everyone's struggling. And you and I belong. I'm okay with having the hard conversations. The question is, are you? And are you going to join me to have those hard questions? Join me.